Okay, this is the morning of day 9, so I have 8 days of juicing under my belt, and I just sort of wanted to informally check in every 2 days with the results. And so I've hit a stall, and I've hit a stall mostly in my analysis because of cheating with sugar in my tea, which I have a brisk cup of English tea with sugar in it, raw sugar and lemon, hot chocolate, and also my Bloody Mary mix where I'm adding a lot of mustard, a lot of horseradish. What else would cause fiber? I guess that's the main thing. Sriracha, there's also fiber in that, and apple cider at night. So I'm drinking non-fruit vegetable juice things, okay? And so I hit a stall. I started at 135.6. This morning I was 131.4. Yesterday I was 130.2 or something, 6, I don't know. So that was, I was a pound less yesterday. So in the past 24 hours I gained a pound. However, I feel so much more comfortable in my clothing. My stomach has gone appreciably down. It's much flatter. And I know I'm headed in the correct, the desirable direction. And when I started this, I was headed way wrong direction. So I'm not discouraged at all. I had predicted, it maybe day 2, or maybe it was day 4, probably, because I had 4 pounds weight loss, which I still have at day 8, that I might have, 8 pounds of weight loss now. No, I've hit a stall. And I attribute it totally to the fact that I'm not doing this a pure juice fast, and if you do the crime, you got to pay, as Joe Cross says, you got to pay the time, and the time is a stall for me right now. It's okay for me personally because I try to make this not really, really painful. I try to do it. I know it. I'm going to have to do it slowly. In other words, I'm going to do a 10-day juice fast now, and then I'm going to do 2 more 10-day juice fasts. And I think in 30 days, I could get a real 10-pound weight loss. And that is really going to get me into a very happy zone. And I'm also reflecting this morning that probably I'm going to be doing another 10 days, like at the beginning of the summer, to get to that optimum weight. Now, I have been exercising, which is, I've been exercising. Not rigorous, just resistance walking, a little Stairmaster, a little, weightlifting, not much. Yoga. But, I've been moving, and if I continue that, if I continue with the intermittent juice fasting, intermittent meaning long 10-day juice fasts at sequences, different times, intervals, with a break in between, I believe, I feel very confident that I will get the results that I desire. And last night, and for the past week or two, I've been helping out with a friend who recently went through heart surgery, and he's about 80 pounds overweight, doesn't exercise, and I saw, on his table when I went to visit yesterday, the cardio coach who comes out to him after his operation as support, had the Pritikin diet on the table. And I know that the Pritikin diet is, to me, the gold standard for heart disease. I found out about that in the early 80s. In fact, I worked at a business where one of the 3 principals, there were 4 principals actually, but the 3 main principals at the business, who I was fond of. I liked him very much. I liked them all. But he had a heart attack. And I was privy in the early 80s from another person that I had a great deal of respect to, whose cardiologist led him to the Pritikin diet. And I gave his wife, who was in the office, a Pritikin diet book. And after a time, she handed it back to me and, said that her husband, Bob, had said, "Who does she think she is, a doctor?" And I hope, and I think probably, how many years later, like, what is it, 90, 35 years later, he knows, because he's not a stupid man, and I've kind of seen his Facebook page. He's retired now. He's off, doing fun stuff. He has a broader vision than he did when he was locked into the business lunch routine. That he knows that I was, at that time, I wasn't trying to be a busybody. I was trying to save his life, and give him some good direction. But, at the time, he was operating a company and dining with clients in restaurants, and he was going to have his sole meuniere with butter and lemon sauce and with potatoes and, dessert maybe not, and Danish for breakfast because he was in a rush. So, the reality is we only do what we can do when we have the ability and the ability to change, the time to change, the luxury to change. If you're working around the clock like I was a couple months ago, you're not really in a position you don't have the strength or the energy to change. And some people, like my friend, eventually you get to a point where you have kind of worked yourself into a corner that you might not be able to work your way out of. And, it's not good. It's not good. So my thing is to, we're all going to pass away one day. We're all going to leave this mortal coil. But the question is, how do you want to live when you're here? While you're here, do you want to live in a body that supports you, that you're not thinking about all day long? Now, I'm thinking about it, in terms of juice, but I'm thinking about it in a proactive, positive way. This is not onerous. This is not preventing me from leaving the house or having to have people come in and, care for me and costing lots and lots and lots of money and pain with operations. No, And I just have an awareness of Joe Cross. I'm thinking, I have the thought, like I've been into this juicing for, I'd say at least 5 years, maybe more. And when I first watched the movie Fat, Sick and Nearly Dead, I knew about juicing for a long time, but really this weight loss juicing just became privy to it at that time. And I think when I first started juicing, I thought, once I lose this weight, that's it. No, it's not the way it works. It's like we are in a battle in our culture. We are so blessed with so much food, so much variety, so much opportunity, so many restaurants, social life that's built around food, that we have got to just have constant vigilance. Constant vigilance is the name of the game. So, and we have to take constant action. And so the reason I brought Joe Cross up is that even at this point, I saw him this morning on Facebook with a glass of green juice. He starts his day with juice, and I know he does fast. He even says done water fast, I think. And because he, like me and like many of us, loves to eat. I too. When I'm on my Wheat Belly videos, I see myself I just love food. Truly enjoy eating good food. And I think it's true for so many of us. And it's a very social thing, it's something we do with others, it's a celebration. The family Sunday meal was a big thing. And for good reason, it bonds people. It's an enjoyable experience that bonds people. And, but he's still at the juicing. And when you think about what he looked like when he started out and what he looks like now, and he also exercises. I remember following him and how difficult it was for him, I believe, to incorporate regular exercise. And I know he does that now, and he looks so happy. And this is years after he made that movie, and um, he's living a vibrant life and doing good work in the world. So anyway, so that's it. I just wanted to report my progress. Today is day 9. I have one more day and then another day. And the last day is kind of the, you know, the got it day. And it's always a good time. You know, I can make it to the top of the mountain. And I'm not even doing the strict stuff, which many people who are doing the juice fast are doing. And I don't want to dissuade anyone who does that from that, because that's when you really lose the weight, and that's when you get the real joys of juicing. I have the clear breathing. So much oxygen is available to my body now through my nose, you know, and it's so important for that, you know, for health. I know that, and that's such a blessing from juicing. I feel it. Everything clears up. And that's it for me today. I just wanted to get this up. You report on, you know, the results of day 8. I hit a stall, but I'm not going to fall out of the sky. I'm going to keep going. And here's to day 9 and 10.